So there's good intent behind teaching your horse these things. Moving to tacking the horse for the first time. And dependent on how much time you have. Because sometimes, like if you're lucky, because we live in a rushy around world, that sounded really funky. Because we're rushing everywhere, sometimes you don't have hours and hours and hours to work on a thing. So sometimes I'll go, okay, I have half an hour today. And then shrink that down, because even then, what I want to accomplish might go beyond that 30 minutes. So let's say I have 30 minutes, but I want to take 15 minutes to try to accomplish the thing. And that gives me that extra 15 minutes in that half hour to have playroom. So let's say we're off to tack the horse for the first time. My goal would be just to get the pad on the horse's back without it moving. That's it. So you might take the pad, let the horse sniff it, you go to put it on their back, and they start to move. So then that patience of stepping them back, whoa, show them the pad, try to put it on. Lots of repetition of that. And maybe you accomplish it in the first 5 minutes, that's great. Leave it with that. Unless you have a backup goal that you think is gonna take less amount of time, in which case go for it. And the same applies to then when you put the saddle on, and then you go to put the girth on. And once you've established tacking, then you'll go through all the groundwork with the tack on their back. And a part of this will also be moving the stirrups, because some horses at first, when the stirrups are flapping on their sides and everything, it really freaks them out. So that's huge. Get them used to that. Some people will even go as extreme to like tie things to the saddle, which if you don't freak out the horse too much or cause too much anxiety, then super good approach. Just throw anything and everything at them, especially if you want to sack them out for little kids. Great thing to do. So the mare, the first time I got on her back, leading up to that was a lot of putting pressure in the stirrup for the first time and not fully mounting her. It was put your foot in the stirrup, stand, kind of bounce in the stirrup, get off, pat her. Go to the other side, do the same thing. Put your foot in the stirrup, stand in it, put that pressure, maybe make noise on the other side of the saddle, pat it, smack it, get off, pat her, depending on how she did. That's first. Then, eventually when she gets used to the pressure, you can then sit on her back.